You know, hours before Governor Larry Hogan boarded his flight to Australia today, one last statement about the violent crime in Baltimore, continuing his criticism of what he called lenient deals for violent criminals in Baltimore. wmar 2 News' Brian Kubler now with more.
It was a response to his original letter from earlier in the week, a curt two-line statement that said in part, quote, "We certainly appreciate the state's attorney's opinion, but again, the status quo is completely unacceptable." That status quo, the governor made clear in his earlier letter, was that city prosecutors too often dismiss charges or strike lenient plea deals for violent offenders.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us.
The governor's seemingly sharp criticism came on the very evening of what city police and prosecutors considered a piece of good news. The arrest of 5 people, 2 of which they say shot off-duty Baltimore Police Sergeant Isaac Carrington last month. It's a case that has legs, and police say the 5 arrests made may prove to close several other murders and violent crime cases in Northeast Baltimore. But that evening, Hogan made a point about one of the suspects, Karan Foster, whose previous record of robbery and assault should have had him already locked up.
One of these suspects has multiple murder charges and multiple gun crimes, and yet he was walking the streets and is able to shoot a police officer in the back. It's something we've got to do something about.
And that, in part, was to direct the state's attorney general to take more violent crime cases in the city. Baltimore State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby fired off her own letter telling Hogan her prosecutors are doing an excellent job and that her office prioritizes gun and violent crimes. She stressed collaboration and dismissed what she called vitriol and blame. In Baltimore, Brian Kubler, wmar 2 News.